It took me 6+ years to finish a 4-year bachelor's program. And a lot of those days, let me be honest, I felt like such a failure. In that time span, I was excluded from one university. I enrolled into a second university. I took on courses that I ended up failing and had to repeat. I watched all the people that I began my program with eventually graduate because I was at the graduation. I stopped my studies at some point in the journey, came back, re enrolled, and eventually I finished my program. One of the things that I've learned in my experience is that failure hurts. And it doesn't matter in what field or what capacity you fail. It could be in business, it could be in relationships, or even as in my case, it could be in school. One of the things we can agree is that it just hurts and it sucks. But one of the things I've also come to learn is that not only is it hard to navigate failure, one of the hardest parts about navigating failure is learning how not to internalize it. And I say that because oftentimes when we fail, it feels like that's exactly who we are. I mean, tell me, how else are you supposed to feel when the bad grade for the course that you failed comes with your name on it? When that rejection email comes addressed to you, how can you not feel like you're the actual failure? But here's one of the things that I've learned in navigating failure that I dearly appreciate that I learned at that time and someone had shared with me is that failure is an event and we need to treat it as such. Therefore, we shouldn't look at failure as something that we are, but we should look at failure as something that we can learn from and gather information from. One of the things we can ask about ourselves during the moment where we failed or navigating failure is, what can I actually learn from this? What is this saying about the places where I need to grow? And most importantly, what are the things that I have to change? You see, when we start to look at failure as feedback instead of an identity, we start to move into a place of curiosity. And it starts to give us a sense of confidence to actually try again. And that's important because the moment we start to try again, it gets easier not to ask ourselves, what is wrong with me? But we can then ask ourselves, what do I need to do to overcome this obstacle?